When the body of homecoming queen Laura Palmer washes up on the sleepy shores of Twin Peaks, the small Washington town goes into an absolute panic. Meanwhile, Laura's classmate, Renette Pulaski, takes a catatonic stroll near the train tracks.
What the hell?
Enter Special Agent Dale Cooper, sent in by the FBI to investigate.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Cooper quickly finds a link between Laura and Renette's attackers and the murder of a young woman named Teresa Banks, whose corpse was found in similar circumstances the year before in Deer Meadow. Cooper's investigation reveals more than a few dark secrets. Laura was cheating on her boyfriend Bobby Briggs with a biker named James Hurley, and she was addicted to cocaine. And she and Renette had been moonlighting as prostitutes at a brothel called One-Eyed Jack's, owned by wealthy businessman Ben Horn. Horn's other ventures include recruiting girls out of his department store, running the Great Northern Hotel, trying to keep his mischievous daughter Audrey in line, and sleeping with Catherine Martell, whose sister-in-law Josie Packard owns the sawmill that Ben and Catherine want to destroy so they can build a country club. Yikes. The web of deceit runs deep in Twin Peaks, giving nearly everyone in this idyllic town something to hide. Sheriff Truman and Josie are a thing, James and Laura's bestie Donna become a thing, Laura's boyfriend Bobby has been cheating on her this whole time with a waitress named Shelley Johnson behind the back of Shelley's abusive truck driver husband Leo Johnson, who, by the way, employs Bobby to deal the narcotics he gets from the Renault brothers, a group of sketchy French Canadians with varying ties to One-Eyed Jack's. Even James's uncle Big Ed is having an affair with the owner of the Double R Diner, Norma Jennings, while Norma's sketchy husband Hank is in prison and Ed's wife Nadine obsesses over drape runners? There's also this lady who talks to a log. Despite the small town drama, Cooper and the team only have a few leads, but it's clear from the start there's something supernatural at play. Cooper has a dream about a one-armed man named Mike and a long-haired man named Bob, who Laura's mother has also seen. Later, Sheriff Truman, Deputy Hawk, and Big Ed explain that there's evil in the woods around the town before introducing Cooper to their secret clubhouse. Laura's eerily identical cousin Maddie shows up, shocking Laura's dad Leland, who later goes off the rails at Laura's disaster of a funeral, and then again at the Great Northern. Laura's mom gets a police sketch of Bob made, which Cooper recognizes from his dream. Deputy Hawk also manages to track down the one-armed man, a shoe salesman named Philip Gerard. Gerard points them in the direction of a different Bob, a veterinarian who treated Jacques Renault's pet bird. The bird doesn't just help incriminate Jacques, but Leo too. The team attempts to arrest Jacques, but he's shot in the process and later killed in the hospital by a hysterical Leland. Leo gets shot too after Horn hires Hank to take him out to ensure his silence about the sawmill job. That same night, Cooper returns to his hotel room only to be shot by an unseen gunman, and that's when things get weird. A giant shows up and reveals three premonitions.
There's a man in a smiling bag. The owls are not what they seem. Without chemicals, he points.
Once these things come true, the giant promises to return Cooper's ring. In an equally strange turn of events, Leland's hair has turned completely white and Donna has a new job delivering food to old ladies with creepy grandsons. Audrey's been holed up at One-Eyed Jack's this whole time, Catherine is still missing from the sawmill fire, and Leo is brain dead from getting shot. Maddie, Donna, and James have a sing-along, for some reason, and then Maddie has a spooky vision. Meanwhile, Cooper and team reunite with Philip Gerard, who turns out to be a host for a demonic spirit named Mike. Mike explains how Bob feeds off fear and has been possessing someone in the town for decades. He and Cooper recite some poetry. Donna, in the meantime, has been trying to befriend Harold Smith, a reclusive man Laura met on her Meals and Wheels route. Harold has Laura's secret diary, which Donna and Maddie totally fail at stealing. Driven to the edge, Harold destroys the diary and kills himself. Thanks to Donna, the officers find and repair Laura's journal. In it are a number of disturbing accounts of childhood sexual abuse between Laura and Bob, who she describes as a friend of her father's. But it's a line about Ben Horn that piques Cooper's suspicions. They arrest Horn while he's unknowingly doing business with Catherine, who has returned as a racist caricature. Not long after, the giant reappears to Cooper with another message. Leland was Bob the whole time. Leland also killed the prostitute Teresa Banks a year before to stop her from blackmailing him. Laura learned about Bob's identity only days before her death, disclosing the most horrid details to Harold. Bob wanted to possess Laura the same way he'd possessed Leland when he was still a boy, but unlike Leland, Laura was able to resist. After forcing him to kill Maddie, Bob kills Leland while he's in a holding cell, leaving everyone to wonder whether Bob was real or not.
He was completely insane.
With the murders solved, Cooper is set to leave Twin Peaks, but a bunch of stuff gets in the way. He's framed for drug trafficking, investigated by DEA agent Denise Bryson, and found innocent. The Major gets abducted by aliens, Horn becomes a Civil War general, Josie turns into a doorknob, and Cooper falls in love with Norma's sister, Annie. The whole time, Cooper's creepy ex-partner Wyndham Earle tries to play a deadly game of chess as revenge for Cooper having an affair with Earle's wife Caroline years before, who Earle eventually killed. But Earl has other motives too, trying to gain access to the Black Lodge, an extra-dimensional place inhabited by spirits like Mike and Bob. The Black Lodge, unlike its counterpart the White Lodge, is a place fueled by dark energy that Earl wants for himself. Earl kidnaps Annie and brings her to the Black Lodge. Cooper pursues only to discover that the red room from his dreams is the waiting room of the Black Lodge. Earl wants to trade Cooper's soul for Annie's safety, but before the exchange can be made, Bob kills Earl and steals his soul. Cooper and Annie eventually make it out of the lodge, injured but alive. It's hard to tell if we can say the same about Audrey and Pete, who possibly get blown up at a bank. But things are never what they seem in Twin Peaks, and in the most frustrating series finale of all time, we realize that Cooper has been repossessed by Bob, leaving the real Cooper stuck inside the lodge. But the good news is, just over 25 years later, we are finally getting a Season 3, where we might see some of Season 2's cliffhangers resolved. Maybe.
I'll see you again in 25 years. Meanwhile.
Hey guys, thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this piece, check out our chronological breakdown of the Fast and the Furious series, or our deep dive into the origins of Westworld. For further fantastic features of your favorite franchises, keep it right here on IGN.